One of the biggest questions I get asked by a lot of beginner photographers is, how can I make my photos look more dramatic? Well, there's actually a few ways we can do it, but there's one way in particular that I think works on almost every single photo. And that's what we're gonna be talking about in today's tutorial. How can we make our photos look a lot more dramatic in Lightroom? And I'm gonna start right now. Now, the reason your photo is probably not looking that dramatic is because it's missing something that photos that do look dramatic have. And that is contrast. Now, contrast can be found in a lot of places. Most notably is a high contrast environment, sunrise and sunset, to give two examples. If you shoot in either of these two environments, your photo will probably look a lot more dramatic, simply because you've got more contrasted light, really showing off the definition and texture of your photo, making it look a lot more dramatic. What happens if you've just shot on a cloudy day or a slightly overcast day when the sun wasn't out? Well, then your photo can look a little bit dull, like this photo here. Now, I love this image. It's a photo I've taken on a recent lens review. I was testing the RF 10 to 20mm, and this is at 10mm, the widest it can go. So overall, the photo should look really dramatic, but it looks a little bit flat. So what can we do to fix this? Well, you might just think, simply going to the basics panel, we've got a contrast slider here, there we go, and then simply adding contrast. Well, although it helps out a certain amount, it doesn't make the photo look very impactful. It doesn't make it look very dramatic. So what can we do? If it's not the contrast slider, how can we add in contrast to the photo? Well, actually, there's one trick that I've got, and that is by using masks, and specific masks to make your photo or make areas of your photo stand out, while other areas we might want to remove interest. And that is what I'm going to be showing you in today's video. Basically, I'm going to be showing you how you can dodge and burn a whole range of images really easily. And don't worry, dodge and burning might sound complicated, but actually, when we break it down in Lightroom, it's actually quite a simple process. Okay, so this is the photo that I'm gonna be editing. So we're not gonna be doing any of these panels here. We're gonna go over to our masking panel, and I think we're gonna probably create maybe 4 masks. I think that's all this photo needs. So the first masks, I want to draw away interest from the bottom of this photo. Again, St. Paul's is the center part of this image. So you want to look at your photo, work out what is the focal point, what is the center, the part that really stands out to you, and that is what we're going to focus on. And we basically want to draw away interest from any other area. And obviously, with this lovely reflection pool of St. Paul's, although it's lovely, I do want to draw away just some of that kind of attention, because obviously the sky's really bright and it kind of makes the photo look a little bit cluttered. So what I'm going to do is go to my linear gradient here. I'm going to hold down Shift and just basically select the bottom part of this image. Nice and simple. Then I'm going to go to my exposure here and I'm going to simply darken that down. Now, the larger your gradient, the more subtle this effect will be, and that is key. We want to make sure that everything that we're doing is nice and subtle, because if it isn't subtle, if it's very obvious, then it's just not going to make your photo look good, and it might make it look dramatic, but it might make it look edited, which is not what we're going for. So I'm going to go and create a nice, very subtle gradient there, drop it down by around about 1 stop. I could go further, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And already, I think this photo is looking a lot better, but there's a few more things that we can do. Now, obviously the sky here, we can make look a lot more dramatic. Again, there's a lot of contrast here that we can really bring out. But obviously we don't want to affect the rest of the photo. So again, masks is the key. So what I'm going to do is, actually what I might do firstly is, just so we don't get confused, I might just quickly name this. So that's called Darken Mask. As you can see, we've darkened it. I'm gonna create a new mask. This time I'm gonna use one of the AI masks in Lightroom. I'm gonna go ahead and select the sky. Let's see if it's done a good job. Around the tree is not perfect, but we're not gonna create too much of an effect to make it look obvious. So with this, we're gonna go to our contrast here. We're gonna increase that, because again, this sky really can add in that nice contrast. I might brighten up the bright parts just a little bit, but with those shadows there, basically the blue part of the sky, we want to darken that down. Again, really brighten it up and darken it down until you find the right balance. Now you can also mess around with the temperature and tint slider as well if you want to add in a specific hue. Now obviously the sky is blue, so what I can do is very subtly might add in a little bit more blue. So I might go for minus 10% there. Again, very subtle, but I must say it works quite well. So if I do the before and after, we've made that photo, or made the sky look a little bit crisper. Now what I might do is bring down the blacks as well a little bit further, really bringing that richness of that sky there. I might bring up the whites there I might actually bring it down by -5 there actually. Might bring a bit more definition to that sky there, making it look, again, more dramatic, and that is key. Subtly, we're affecting different parts of the photo, making it overall more dramatic. So what I'm gonna do, quickly rename this one. I'm just going to name this one Sky Mask. Now this is where we want to dodge and burn the subject. Now the subject here is St. Paul's, so we're gonna create basically 2 masks. So firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in first. So this is St. Paul's, you can see it's actually a really sharp photo. This lens was really nice to shoot with. So what I'm gonna do is create a new mask. I'm gonna go down to my brush tool. Now with this, we want to work out what areas we want to brighten and what areas that we want to darken. Again, adding in that contrast. We're not just using the contrast slider, we're actually gonna be using shadows and highlights to manipulate this photo to make it look more 3-dimensional, more impactful to the photo. And we wanna do this to our main subject. And obviously mine is St. Paul's. So with this, I'm gonna select the brighter part of St. Paul's, so the left-hand side, as that's where the sunset was. It doesn't have to be too precise, but you basically just wanna select those highlights there. Now obviously, we've bled over into the sky. So what we wanna do is just create a quick subtract mask, removing it from the sky there. So what I'm gonna do is subtract, go ahead and select sky, and we can see we've got a nice crisp cutout there, and it's done automatically for us. Now with this, we want to brighten it, because obviously it's the left-hand side, that's our brighten part. So what we're gonna do is go to my exposure, brighten it up until you're happy with the results. I might brighten it up by around half a stop, but it's made those shadows look a little bit washed out. So I might go to the blacks here and just add in a little bit there. So I might go for around about -30. Again, we wanna make sure we have got rich blacks even on the bright part of St. Paul's. And what I might quickly do is just name this dodge so we don't get confused later on. Now every time you dodge something, you want to burn it as well, aka darken it. So we've added in a bright part, now let's add in the shadows. And we basically do the exact same, but the opposite. So we create again, new mask, I'm gonna select a brush, I'm gonna select firstly the right-hand side this time, the shadow side of St. Paul's. We'll select that, might select a little bit down here as well. Again, St. Paul's is a dome, so we can kind of utilize that to our advantage. And again, we don't want it to affect the sky. So I'm gonna go to my mask here, subtract, again, select sky, subtracting it from our mask we've just made. I'm gonna do the exact opposite. We're gonna go to our exposure here, and we're gonna bring that down a little bit. Again, probably about the same, so -half a stop. And I might bring up the whites there, again, like we did for the highlights, but again, in reverse, because we added in the blacks, we'll add in the whites. And again, I'm probably gonna rename this one. I'm gonna rename it Burn. Now, at the moment, it's still not looking that impactful, because we can actually mess around with colors as well. So inside Dodge, we've obviously got our temperature slider here. Now, obviously on the left-hand side where the sun was, we could actually warm it up. So for example, our temperature slider here, we could slide that over to the right, making it a little bit more warm. I might go for +20 in this example. And then with Burn, as shadows are usually cooler, we could even add in a blue hue to this. So for example, we go to our temperature here, and we could make that a little bit more blue. So not only are we adding in color variation in contrast, we're also adding in a color contrast to that as well. So light contrast as well as color contrast. And genuinely look at the difference between the two. If I do the before and after, it almost looks 3D, almost like you've got a certain amount of depth to this photo. So if I go ahead and zoom out and I show you the before and after of all 4 masks that we've just quickly made, before and after, I think the photo looks a lot more dramatic. Now you can go even further. You could create a bright mask in the sky, for example. You could even create a kind of vignette effect if that's something you wanted to do. But I highly recommend using masks and basically dodging and burning your photo. And you can be as precise as you want. But try not to spend too much time on this, because you could spend hours and hours on tiny little differences that might not make a massive impact. So firstly, I'd work on the larger masks, and then if you do have time, working on the slightly smaller masks. But what I can do is quickly show you the before and after of this total photo. So here is the before, and here is the after. And I'm really liking this effect. Thank you to all of my YouTube members that are currently supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel and get some awesome perks, including free Lightroom presets like the ones that you can see on screen, and get to watch videos before they go live, make sure to go ahead to the link in the description. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys on Thursday.